This isn't your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Brad Shaw and Dan Chichagash. Buckle in. The show starts now.
Welcome to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts with the help of JB Scale Graphics, also Back Channel Productions, 6B Apparel, also Bradley Shaw Design, and Justin Stories, the awesome book Making Tracks. Go check that out. It's pretty cool. Comic book, $10 a pop on Amazon. Also message him privately if you want your own copy. Also want to thank again to High Octane Coffee, Joey Sylvester, and some awesome stuff going on. Take a look at his soon-to-be event. Tickets are on sale for the Canfield Monster Truck Show. Also, J Concepts been helping us out for a long time. And Jason and Fred's been pretty awesome. And they just came out with some new tires. Well, they debuted it at a event. What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? Brad couldn't make it. Doing have some internet issues up in old Canada, eh? And so hopefully you get back on for next week, which would be Lee and Shay Plato. Plato. I'm screwing it up. They own a truck called Skull Crusher. Out west. It was actually the old Prowler truck from Alan Pizzo camp, and they did extreme makeover on that truck, and they're going to be on for next week. So pretty much that's it. News on still having the monster truck open house November 20th with RCs. Go take a look at that. That's pretty cool. The help once again from Cal RC, J Concepts, Horizon Hobbies, and also Hall Brothers Racing. So it's some pretty cool stuff, and go check that out. Also, this weekend, if you're near Muncie, Pennsylvania, we'll be doing a car crush and stuff like that with the Raminator team. Also, one on a serious note, send my condolences to our bosses, Mark and June Hall. Their mother passed away last night, so they won't be able to make it to the Muncie, Pennsylvania car crash, but my condolences and to them. Never really knew the lady, but always heard about her, so wanted to say that. So prayers to the family and everything like that. So let's get this ball rolling. We hung out with this group of cats a few months ago in Montana. We did a bunch of Monsters Destruction tour. And right now in the back area, both the twins are playing. Yes, Greg. June. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just sending our condolences there. So anyway, we got the twins, Tyler and Travis Groth, on here, and then I'm gonna screw up so bad. I think it's the Thumthers, and they drive a truck called I screwed it up, but they're driving the Troublemaker truck themselves. So we're going to bring them out right now. So I hung out with them during the Montana MOD show, and it was just a fun time for what was going on. And we're gonna have those English people trying to correct what I'm doing already. Dang it! Well, we'll just see them when we see them. But we're gonna bring them both on here. So here they are. And what's going on, guys? I'm sorry, I already screwed it up and already having people correct my English. So it is what it is. All right. So what's going on, guys? Musical Twins.
We got the phone working just in time.
I was thinking that episode we should just have an episode of you guys trying to figure out Wi-Fi and internet with your cell phone. That'd been great.
The entire looking for the best service.
You guys can make Lexan the cover of Blower Belt, but you're having a hard time with this phone.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it is. So, we are. Let's start off with Holy.
So, there's only ash blowing all over us right now. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's raining ash here.
Oh, you guys having the fires and stuff like that going on there?
Yeah, we're surrounded over here.
Dang it. And you guys both are in California right now, which is, you're getting ready for the show and stuff like that, and Tyler and Travis. So let's start off because we got one half of the group have to go for a dinner here in the next 45 minutes. So we're going to start this off. So how did you guys all meet? Let's start, anyone wants to tell the story?
We did a show in Anderson, California. You guys looking it up?
I guess
Kind of really scratchy. Just might need to get closer while you're talking.
Hold on. There, is that better?
No, not really.
no.
We could tell the story.
Oh, we had to
This
figure
is-
it out.
Well, okay, we got another one.
Not working. Hold on. I don't get how we're connected to Wi-Fi, but yet we don't hear anything.
Oh, this is the episode right here. Okay.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Okay. So
Oh, wait.
they're
There.
back on. The cool thing about twins, they have two phones instead of one. So,
Yeah, we're
all right. Is that better? That sounds better.
In California, 12 years ago-ish, 11.
It was 9 years ago.
We were doing a
10.
show, and
Whatever.
you tell. Where's the camera? All the way down
Just
over
talk right there.
Oh my You guys.
there, going to the truck show, and we had some like picture cards thing. So we went and tracked them down in the stands because they were twins, and their mom got a hold of us or somehow on Facebook, or we were back in Red Bluff, and so we just kind of every time we went down, they would take us out to dinner or let us crash there, and then like 2 summers ago, 3, you guys would just come into the shows, hanging out, helping. They helped us out at a couple shows in Sacramento and around Northern California.
They have pictures helping taking tires off from like 2015.
That's what we should have submitted photos. You should have us submit photos.
I know.
You could like
I should have done that.
working on one. But we just kept in touch, and then they'd help, and then all last summer they traveled with us doing the ride truck, and then
They
we
said
asked
that was
them,
boring.
yeah, what would be more fun, and so we have recently acquired Bill Payne's old Rockstar and renamed that Troublemaker. You're weird. And put Monster Moose on Trav's body. So now we have 2 haulers, 2 semis, and can take the 3 race trucks and the ride trucks around. So
I don't know. It's pretty entertaining though when we walk around and it's twins and twins, and everybody asks
Yeah.
if we're twins, and then asks if they're twins.
it takes us twice as long to do anything when people look alike.
Especially order food at a restaurant. It's a circus.
Oh my!
But
And then who's?
been,
Go ahead.
Kylie's husband got stationed in Colorado Springs. So now that we live in Laramie, Wyoming,
We're really close to each other.
So we're the house. Only Kelsey's the far away one right now.
So after this, we're just gonna call the girls the Better Twins, and then you guys T. So just like how the name is on the screen. So let's talk about. We'll introduce the Better Twins here. Just introduce yourself, and also talk about a little bit of background of the.
I hear you.
I don't know. He was talking, and I was trying to understand. So anyway, I was about to say, introduce yourself, and also I know you guys have a background in drag racing too, right?
Yes, we do. Our whole family does it. Our grandpa, our dad, our uncle used to do it, and both of us do it. We all have our own cars now, and it's our hobby now, I guess.
So you guys still drag race, or just one now?
We don't get to as much anymore, but we still drag race when we can.
So you guys have been gearheads ever since?
Yeah, for a while now.
What kind of cars do you two have?
I have a 69 Nova, and she has a 89 Camaro.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then now you guys are driving monster trucks. So you guys, the T Twins, required the Rockstar truck, and it took you guys 2 days to put together?
Yeah, long 2 days.
Awesome. And now
they're stuck.
Yeah, I'm trying to get questions for you two, but then I'm seeing Tyler and Travis, and they look like robots, and
they do.
They're like one, like it's like what's that? Shoot, the standstill where they have clay animation. You take a picture, a picture, and then that's Travis and Tyler doing like a picture, and then like the photo book. But so who's now taking care of the ride? Are you two still doing the ride truck, or?
We really haven't done much shows with the ride truck ever since we've gotten it. We did a mud bog a few weeks ago, but that's the only one we've really done with it. So we've just kind of working out the bugs, and it doesn't really come out as much anymore because all four of us are occupied at shows now. But oh hey,
welcome back.
But
now I can't hear them talking.
You can hear.
Now we hear you. We hear you now. Okay.
Did they mention in their story while we've been gone that I think they've drove all of our trucks and we still haven't ever got to run their race cars down the track?
Okay, well, Travis drove the black car, and Ty just hasn't been around.
Tyler got to be in a car. They got in trouble and kicked off the track because they went too fast with the passenger.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
So, what's the times been on your guys' cars?
They're both around mid-10s. Oh, mine's a 1020 car. Okay, whatever. Mine's mid-10s, hers is 1020. Yours is 11. It used to be 11.
Hey, people say we're bad. Yeah, listen.
They just call each other out. They just call each other out on times. I'm a mid-10. You have 11. Oh, I have a 10.
Okay. Whatever.
Have you ever faced each other yet?
Yeah, we have. I won every time. Okay, well, your car is obviously faster than mine, like you said. I just have to rub it in. Yeah, we know. We've gotten it.
No head starts or anything like that? No. So, Travis, your guys' mic's unmuted.
There we go.
Now they're crackling again.
We can hear better.
Is this all?
You guys.
Again? Did you get Rudy's phone?
This must be the Wi-Fi. This must be the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi fault.
It has to be.
Now they're muted. Okay, so we'll continue talking to you folks when who's got the hindering for some double mint gum? Oh, okay, that's cute. Anyway, Mike Hedman. So, how has been the experience getting the chance to drive? Do you guys switch back and forth on driving time, or
Yeah, we switched back and forth because I drove Monster Moose for like my first 3 weekends of driving in Travis' truck, and so I have a little more seat time. So I've been letting her do the last few shows just to get a little more time in for Alaska, the big show. So just.
How's the significant others handling this monster truck life?
It takes some getting used to. My husband's fine with it, so they're fine with it. Hey, Matt rode with me on Friday, so
tell about that experience.
Yeah, he came down as our anniversary, and so I got him in the back of the truck. What did he say?
Still talking. I don't know.
You can't hear me.
No, we can hear you.
You need to wait till one of us are done talking since you're so quiet.
I'll mute mine. Keep going. Doing good.
Oh my gosh. Anyways. Yeah. My boyfriend's Matt. He rode with me on Friday, and he had a lot of fun. We got a GoPro video from the inside of the truck, and his arms were flailing, but he was excited. Yeah.
So this one is for, let me get this right, Kelsey? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The question is, you drove Monster Moose, correct?
No, Kylie drove Monster Moose.
Kylie. Okay.
I did.
So, okay. Sorry. So what was the difference between, okay, this is insane that they go back to Twins too. What has been the difference between the long wheelbase Monster Moose compared to the short wheelbase Rockstar former chassis? Was it and the rear engine, the front engine, was it interesting to get used to, or was it just, was it so soon, I guess, just jumping from one truck to the other that you got used to the other truck?
Yeah, I got used to the other one, but it's definitely a lot different because, I don't know, when I switch to the other one, you think with the front engine in it, it's gonna like nose over more and whatever, which I nosed over quite a few times in Monster Moose, just trying to get used to when I'm supposed to be in the throttle or not, but Troublemaker doesn't nose over even if you tried. So, and both of them land really good, but just the turning and everything is just way different than each other. But it's kind of cool to get to experience two different trucks.
And the wheelies, I'm assuming by
the wheelies are very easy to do in Troublemaker. They look cool pretty much no matter what we do. Yeah.
So what was the talk about when Travis and Tyler talked to you two about, hey, you want to move up or you guys want to run a monster truck? What was the conversation like?
It didn't even go like that. They were all of a sudden saying that they were buying this truck. And
oh, really?
So you guys are driving. So okay. We didn't really have a talk about it, I guess, but
not even a talk, just straight up. You guys
it like happened so fast within like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the longest part was just selling the other ride truck that we had and getting this new one and getting the process of getting everything back over to wherever we were at the point, because everything was in Washington, like our new truck and the new ride truck that we'd bought at the same time and old chassis that we were bringing over. So it's just, there's a lot of planning. Chaotic for a minute there.
But now you guys are getting used to the flow and everything that's going on here. So outside of that, for you guys, is it kind of a different feeling driving than riding?
Yes. Yeah. It's pretty soft landing in the back also. It's almost softer in the back than it is the front, which both of them, the truck lands good overall, but it's just exciting in the back because you really have no idea what's about to happen and you're kind of just holding on along for the ride. but it makes it interesting with the both of us. We don't have earpieces yet, which we really want to get so we can yell at each other back and forth on the radio. But
maybe it's the best to not have radio communication.
the boys are
Because
saying
then
they need to sell rent radios out for the show so people can listen to us yell at each other back and forth. But
I could see one of you yelling, "Stop! Stop! Stop! What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then you just go ahead and I know you're just gonna ignore the person anyway. So what's the point of having a remote? I mean, microphones in general. If all you're gonna be doing is hearing the person panicking in the background, you're just gonna laugh because you're just gonna be like, "Okay, what's going on?" But
it's not even. I mean, it was a little nervous going in the back for my first time with her just because I had no idea how the seat and everything was going to be, but it was a lot of fun once I did it. But of course, the first jump we did, it was like a massive up and down, straight up and down looking at the sky, so it was pretty awesome. It was a weird feeling being in the back, but it was really fun.
If you're looking at the main website here or on the studio, we have twins, we have the Better Twins, Twins, and Twins. The boys' side is still trying to figure out what's going on here. One has good video, but no audio. One has good audio, but bad video. And I think they're ready to go. The mic is still muted. But, so this, okay. All right, okay. Let's put him back in the show here.
Hey, we hear you now.
We can hear you.
We're trying to get a computer. We just tried Rudy's phone, and it's not any better.
We can hear you now, though. You're just a little muffled, but we can hear it.
Keep letting us roll while it's
yeah.
Your guys are a lot clearer than the 32 other tries that happened here.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we finally got it. Go move.
Rock on. So we were talking about how they the Better Twins got informed about getting a monster truck and driving it. So let's hear from your guys' take, Tyler and Travis, on how you came up with this idea of having them drive the other truck.
We really didn't have any other options.
Oh, wow. Oh, you guys like having us around.
Well, we had the second hauler and trailer set up.
Hey, quick question. Yeah. Does any of your guys' phones have cases?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it off.
Okay. A suggestion from Greg Anderson. What's going on, bud? He said take the phone out of your case and try it that way.
All right. Phone is out of case, but we're not there anymore.
It sounds a lot better.
It's going to start crackling.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you hear
maybe
going, the microphone. Yeah.
Everyone's saying the mic's dirty. Now their mic's muted.
No, we're here.
So we got crackling and then high speed winds and the other person. Ashes. They said it's ashes. How bad is it there right now with the fires and stuff like
that? The air quality was over 400 this morning, so a lot of people got sent home from work and they can't work. Our mom's working from home right now because of it, but
Gotcha. Yeah. And so you guys are near Northern California?
Yeah, we're in Redding, California, and everywhere around us is on fire, but not us. We're pretty much in the center of it. Yeah.
The eye of the fire. So the eye of the hurricane. Eye of the fire. So, they're back again. Awesome. I love this. This is so funny.
Oh, gosh. Did they leave?
They just went to Twins 2. So they have 2 cameras. Twins 1 and Twins 2.
Okay,
so let's go.
Minutes, and then it goes away.
That's way better. Yeah.
That's way better.
Did you hear that?
But it only makes it like 2 minutes, and then it gets bad. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, well, talk like you can.
We're gonna do a 2-minute interview.
Why are we sitting the exact same way?
So
I don't know.
We did the ride truck, and we had wanted. We were taking 2 semis around, so instead of just hauling one ride truck in there, we're like, why don't we get a race truck, and then they can do a race truck and a ride truck since they're both there anyways. And we got now we're not really working. Tell Brianna we need help. Sorry.
We can hear you right now.
Okay. Did we say we're at Tony Canedo's house? We'll show you some of the birds. Anyways, so we tried the ride truck for 2 years. Last year with Corona, some of the places had wanted like just to do families and separate the seats, and we're like, well, maybe this is a good time to try a race truck. So we had been looking at a couple trucks, and it kind of bugged Bill to buy his because it had 2 seats, and since the girls want to go together for some reason, thought that would be perfect. So he finally texted and asked how much we thought it was worth. So we shot him really low, and then he didn't think it was worth that low. So we worked out a deal. But at first and bought it from him. But we just knew the girls weren't going to get hurt. They couldn't hurt it, and it has 2 a truck to learn in 5-ton center. You're not going to blow diffs. You're not going to hurt the brakes. Bill's put it through everything it can go through, so it's just a good all-around truck. The short wheelbase we thought would help in the smaller places we go to, and we asked them. I mean, who doesn't want to drive a monster truck though? So we asked them, and they're like, "Yeah, we drive a race truck."
They said they were told. They weren't never asked.
Well, we said it happened really fast where you guys just bought the truck and all of a sudden we were driving one. It was all within a 3-week span.
Highly Craig first. I mean, we wouldn't just throw you into a truck.
I did ride with Craig first. So
and
that was fun.
nobody said no, I'm going to drive one. So it must have been all right. It must not. But you did get to drive my truck for the first 3 weekends.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of afraid I wasn't going to get my truck back.
I like that truck. It's nice.
Wi-Fi is just not. You have an iPad or something? Okay.
Is that doves in the background? I don't know what type of bird that is.
Get to drive.
Just watching it.
A little more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think their phone officially died. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are you looking forward to when you're doing a show in Alaska that you guys are planning on doing here soon?
I don't know, we get to do some tourism over there, so that should be fun. And we have a big Airbnb that they've rented for the week. That's really nice. It's
Better than staying in a semi truck.
Yeah, it's on a nice property and everything. But I don't know how big of an arena the show is. I don't really know much about it, but I don't know if it's a really big deal there, or it sounds like it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to screw up this YouTube person name, but his name's Smoothis. I don't know. But he said, question for you two. If you could race anyone in the monster trucks in the future, who would each of you want to race, and do you think you could win?
Ty. Race Ty.
Set the bar good.
Oh, it would be so. We need to do
We could each race each other.
We did a 4-wide at a mud bog maybe like a month ago. I think it was the first 4-wide that any of us have done. Well, obviously me because I just started driving, but it was when I was driving Travis' truck. And that'd be kind of cool to have 4 different trucks with all 4 of us in there. That'd be interesting.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
So right now, Bubba Keller is asking the twins. Oh, they left already. Said the Dallas wants to know if you need tech support, but they were gone already.
Yes, they do.
Let's see here.
It's a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt.
It's a nice shirt. Oh.
Having my husband steam my shirt for me for dinner.
So, what have you learned from driving the ride truck compared to, that helped you transition from that to the race truck?
I think the ride truck was a really good transition. It just gets you used to the size of it and being in the rear where you can fit and the rear steer and how everything works. And it got us. We were extremely shy when we met the boys. We would
hide behind them.
We're still shy, but we're getting way better. Like this podcast never would happen like 2 years ago. So
Gotcha.
But the ride truck kind of is the thing that got us out of our box, and I think they were kind of hoping that's what would happen. But since you're kind of forced to interact with people, we're just all around each other all the time, and that's really all that matters to us. So
that's how it was growing up. So we didn't really need to talk to anybody else.
I think they could say the same things. I know they were shy when they were younger too. So
awesome. And so, tell about your first experiences driving the troublemaker truck. I know the difference and stuff, but how were you feeling? Your first show. The butterflies. Did you guys were nervous and not screwing up, or what was going through your mind when your first professional race show in a monster truck?
Well, my first show in the Monster Moose was in Belvedere, Illinois, and it was only me, Kelsey, and Ty there, as Trav was picking up the new truck at the time. And they actually had a really good, a really nice track crew and stuff that were really lenient with me because I didn't shut off my RRI a couple times. I forgot to do that, go out on the track and wait for them for that. So I would just go straight into freestyle or something. But they were really good to me. So our trucks always have shut on and off, so they weren't too worried about it. But it was really fun. But the track was a horse racing track, so there really wasn't much room to turn around in, but it was really fun.
Yeah, the Groth.
The jumps were abrupt because they had concrete in them, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it. But then Troublemaker obviously is you guys are ridiculous.
Who's been doing this longer?
Okay. Who's the rookies and who's the professionals here?
You guys.
Right now, I feel like the girls are owning the race team and the guys are the rookie ones.
No, we're here sweating our butts off trying to fix the truck. Oh, there we got
That's so much better.
Thanks, Brianna.
Oh man, you guys sound 10 times better.
We might as well throw the phones away.
iPhones.
There we go. We got it so far. There we go.
I mean, if you guys worked at Walmart like you guys are planning on doing,
Bozeman. That was a fun weekend.
Oh my goodness, Bozeman. Hey, why don't you? Hey, it's not gonna storm. Yeah. Hail. Bring the trucks over. Gosh. Bring the trucks over. Oh, all right. My goodness, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible.
Hey, we were still running the ride truck at the time, so we had to stand in the rain the whole time. They got to hide under the cover and do autographs.
I mean, it was hailing in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
I remember me and Curtis were changing the battery. Me, Curtis, and Nuge were changing the batteries on his truck and just feel like a bunch of paintballs hitting us in the back.
Yeah.
And it was just, and then we come back at the end of the show, and I think it was one of you two said, I'm going to work for Walmart. You want to join?
We were there that morning, and they were looking for applications or people, and I just thought it had to be easier. Yeah, we even had to skid steer, push the semi and trailers out of the parking lot because they were all stuck in the mud.
Yeah, it was
weekend.
let's be clear here. Were we in the mud?
I don't know where the mud started or ended, but I think we were.
We were scraping mud off everything for weeks after that.
Yeah, we were. We left that Monday. Like we were still there. You guys left on what was our show? Was it one Friday and two Saturdays?
Yeah.
And you guys left what afternoon, Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
We stayed the night there, and we left Monday morning. And it took me all day to finish cleaning ammunition because we were taking that truck to Butte, which is funny because if you look at the spelling of Butte, it's Butte. If you make the silent E, it just looks like butt. So
he would take silent E.
Yeah.
Butte. And what is the noise in the background?
The doves.
Oh, you did ask that. There was doves in the background earlier.
Tried to show you.
Oh, you didn't see?
No.
You
Oh, now we're going to
You're gonna mess
Animal
it up again.
Adventures.
The Canado Petting Zoo.
The Canado Petting Zoo with the
Oh.
Groth brothers.
They have pet
Oh,
doves.
okay. Pet
They're
doves, right?
legit doves. Yeah. There's peacocks here. There's longhorns. There's chickens, horses, sheep, goats.
Cows.
Man.
Might be.
And monster trucks.
There's
And monster
currently,
trucks.
Yeah, a lot of monster trucks
One, two,
in the
three,
shop
4,
because
5, 6.
we had a heck of a weekend. So
Where were you guys at last weekend?
Grass Valley.
Grass Valley.
There we go.
Okay.
Forever ago.
How was that?
Hot.
It was very hot. It was hot.
But it was Friday went good.
Yeah, it was all right.
Saturday the wheels fell off the train.
Well, Pat's technically did. He had a flat tire, so we had to swap tire onto it.
And then back.
My shift linkage popped out twice to where just literally stuck in high gear. Tyler
Our
broke.
truck wouldn't quit popping and flaming.
Yeah,
We fixed it.
yeah, we got it tuned up.
James
It's
fixed it.
ready to go.
So where are you guys going this week?
Bishop, California, east of Fresno, I guess, south of Yosemite Park. We got to go over to Reno and down. We don't have to drive through the park, but shows for WGAS on Friday and Saturday.
So no fires for you right now?
But it's actually not that bad here. We're doing good. We did Medford, Oregon 2 weeks ago, and it was really smoky.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's when the
Yeah,
girls
it's-
broke the truck too. Yeah.
Whoa, they broke the truck?
Oh,
They
yeah.
point it out every time we break something. They don't talk about the stuff that they break.
Because of the
Yeah.
owners.
You saw that glare between the
Good
two of
job,
them.
Cheech. You tell them.
Hey, you rolled yours turning a corner a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you know what I've been doing for the last 3 hours? Fiberglassing. So when you roll that truck over for the first time, I'll get you some coveralls and the fiberglass.
Hey, you said to wait
Here's-
until after Alaska, and so far,
So you're
Here's
good.
been pretty
here's
good.
a little trick for fiberglassing. Baby powder.
Yeah?
You mix that right in the resin.
Oh, put it right in the resin?
No, you put that on your skin so you don't get all itchy.
Oh.
Well, I would have looked like a marshmallow man because you sweat from head to toe here because it's only like 108, which is cool.
Then you mix it with Gold Bond.
It's not that bad.
Then you
They're
then
actually
you,
Tony's out there the shop.
This is actually good. This podcast is 4 hours, right, Cheech? Tony Canado is out fiberglassing my body. So we're going to hang out.
Well, we have to get to dinner, so.
All right, so it was nice talking to you folks. And it gave me time to interview too, while they're trying to fix their internet and their cell phone connections and eating, worms. So,
Brianna just brought him to dinner, apparently.
But so outside of Alaska, when is the next show anyone in the 48 continental United States can see the Troublemaker truck?
It'll be when is the next one? Isn't there one in September?
Red Bluff.
Red.
We're
I
giving
thought you said there was one like towards the end of September.
Red
Or is it
Bluff.
just okay? It's Red Bluff. Red
We
Bluff.
get it.
Oh, hey, good job.
Red Bluff, California.
All right.
Hey,
Well, we'll let you.
between now or Alaska and Red Bluff, come get the rig,
Yeah, come down.
find the
Bishop.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get right on that.
Red Bluff.
Awesome.
Cheech could hook you up
I
with
think
like a
they're
car
trying to
crash
get
or
10 or
something.
12 trucks this year. If you've never been to Red Bluff and you're in Northern California, you got
Something to go to. First weekend of October.
it. There you go.
It's like last weekend of
weekend of
September,
October.
first weekend of October. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on, and have
Mhm.
fun with your dinner. We'll get
Yeah.
back and talk to the other twins, but the better twins are heading out. So,
You hear that?
thank you again. Is there any social media before you two leave? Any social media people can follow you at?
Our Instagram is Thurber Twins Racing with underscores in between those, and our Facebook is what is it? Kelsey Kylie Thurber. Kelsey Kylie Thurber.
All right, did people get that? Okay, there we go. So, cool deal. Well, thank you for being on, and hopefully we'll see you two around.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks for having us. Bye, Teach.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, now they're having technical difficulties because they can't figure out how to get out of the whole system. I'll help them out.
Yeah.
So we'll
It's
just go
like an
here.
everyday process for them.
You
This is
see
just
how
new
much
for
more
us.
peaceful this is now?
Now we can sit down, relax, have some gummy worms,
Yeah.
talk monster trucks.
Yeah, I guess I got some. Thanks to Mike Nugent. Thanks,
Oh.
Mike.
Sponsor. Always looking
Yeah.
for sponsors.
Oh, I took one of your Mountain Dews. Oh, no problem. See, there we go. And
He's literally sitting right next to you. Just not.
he's in the other room. But let's go from the start here. How did you guys get started, and who was the first one to come up with the idea saying, let's build a monster truck? Were you guys fans beforehand, or was it some kind of a?
Growing up, we'd always gone to like the Kingdom, the Tacoma Dome, around just monster trucks once or twice a year. It was always our little brother's birthday weekend. Tacoma was, so we would always go for his birthday, even though I don't think he really likes monster trucks so much. He's a pilot, so he flies just higher than us.
Gets paid a lot more.
Yeah,
It has air conditioning.
air conditioning. I would take
Yeah.
air conditioning right now. But we were fans, and then we had met Joe Cipher at the Puyallup Fair, like Spring Fair Monster Truck Show thing, and just asked like if we could help hang out, do whatever. And so we would go. Well, the first summer we went a couple times and just followed him around, taking time off work and seeing what monster trucks were like and meeting new people, which is what we tell like everybody who wants to get in the business, that if you just got to go to one show and you're going to meet 4 other teams, and then you can talk to them, hopefully help one of them at a show, and you'll meet 4 other teams, and just spread. The more people you know, the better. And we met Jeff Boehner and Roger Steidel, just a bunch of drivers all from the Northwest area, and tried to make connections. Went out to a couple shows like Astoria, Oregon, little mud bog thing where there's not a lot of high pressure of doing shows, so you can take it easy and kind of learn. And so we did that for a little while, and then
I think it was Joe tried to talk us into a truck, and we said,
Right,
no, we're
yeah.
good. We'll just hang out and work on them and entertain ourselves with
We even,
monster trucks.
to this day, say we just enjoy working on them. Like if we could find somebody to drive, we'd just work on them.
Yeah, we did, but they keep breaking it.
Yeah. But we definitely don't want to put both of them in a seat. But then we looked at buy trucks or build trucks or whatever, and got the original Double Trouble just known to most people as DT1 or BGT. And our very first show was what? Redmond, Oregon.
Yeah.
For Lee Collins. And we split the driving duties. And
I think we split it again for Puyallup Fair, which would have
Yeah.
been. No, because you would have done Pasco that next first quarter too. Pasco by yourself, because I went and did Monster Jam in Captain.
Yeah.
I think that was 2010, 2011.
So we
Then just pretty much
started slowly going. Well, we had real jobs, is what we call it. Taking time off, vacation, sick days, doing monster trucks, and then decided to do it full time. And it just so happened that Jeff at the time broke his leg and needed somebody to drive. So we started driving Captain USA, or Trav did, and put them both in our trailer because we had a trailer that would haul 2, and traveled all around Monster Jam and all the fair shows during the summer, and thought it would be cool to have our own too. So we got another chassis from Brad Campbell, and it kind of sat a while. We were going to re-chassis my truck, and then ended up just building it into Trav's truck. So that was
2014.
2014. Yeah. Paso Robles, California debuted that truck, the Troublemaker. And from then on, it was just 2 trucks every weekend, doing Friday shows here, Sunday shows there.
Anywhere we could run.
Anywhere we could be.
Near.
So
Then when we re-chassied my truck in
my truck first.
Yeah, your truck first. So mine would have been 2018, I believe. 2017. We had my old chassis just sitting in the shop with the housings and everything under it, my Patrick chassis. And we had been throwing around the idea of a ride truck, something else, make a little money. And so we put that together. Well, it would have been 3 winters ago now. Finally ran it 2 summers ago. But it was all just the Clark, the housings. Still had cheetah shifter. We literally flipped the transfer case around. Still had a shorty glide in it. Motor plates.
We just tried to make it the closest to a race truck as possible, so that the girls could, or anybody really. Rudy drove it for a while, and it feels like a race truck because it's got the same shifter, gas, brake, everything except for it's got seats in the back. So kind of get the driving experience, and it worked out.
Fun.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Had some fun times with it. Like in Red Bluff, they do a parade. You get to drive it through town, and
Red Bluff. Oh, we can't say Red Bluff without saying the best announcer.
oh yeah, shout out.
Yeah, I don't even know what the guy's name is,
No,
but he's a good announcer that's
announcer.
there at Red Bluff.
On last week.
Yeah, what is his?
Chuck.
Anyway, we were supposed to say hi to him because he said he was going to watch, but I can't remember his name now. But we can move on then. So then, yeah. So now we ended up selling the ride truck that we got, my old chassis, and finished
Rockstar.
Yeah, bought the chassis, the new race truck, got it all going, and then we ended up getting another truck and turning it back into a ride truck so that we could finish out a couple days we had this summer with it. And so we went right back to 4 way quicker than we thought, and literally everything has been so busy and crazy that people are literally calling, and the girls, we literally just threw in my truck because I'm like, I got to drive back across the country to go get all the rest of this stuff. You guys go drive the race truck. Tyler, go with you, or you go with Ty, and I'll go get the other stuff because we had a week to do the ride truck, and then the following week was the first week for the race truck. So
completed Rockstar at the Swansons in 2.5 days.
Yeah,
it was a lot of 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, it wasn't a lot. It was 2 days until 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we left Thursday and did a show on Friday and Saturday with it. So
and then Saturday they broke a tire off. So it was good. It was all worth it.
True Rockstar fashion.
Yeah.
So what convinced Bill to sell you guys that truck? Because rumor had it that he was thinking about rebuilding it, and run it as another rock star because of the other truck being really, really good. So what hit the nail in the coffin for him to go, okay, here, you guys can have it.
He found 2 suckers to give him enough money. I don't know.
I don't know. He had an idea to put it back together and get it running, and I think one of his guys wanted to run it, like the truck and everything else, and then I think he just is so busy with everything else going, and he put it back together when we were doing the Hot Wheels stuff.
Displays.
So the axles and everything were under it, shocks were on it. Most of the wiring was still in it. I think maybe that's where it started. And then once it started getting put back together, he's like, oh, yeah, I think I'll finish it and run it again. And then he probably got another idea of something.
If you know Bill, you get texts like late at night. Most of the time, the wives are like, who is texting you at this hour? And you're like, oh, it's just Bill.
He's like, you seen this? Did you see this?
And
here's what I did to this.
It can be a picture of what he's working on, something he found online. It's just really random. But he texted, like I said, one day and was like, hey, what's it worth? And we're like, oh, maybe he's serious about selling it. So we were like, uh-oh, we better start scrounging up all of our money. And
we had been looking for a couple of months for something like a roller or...
Every promoter is begging for monster trucks right now. Like, they can't find enough. I mean, I'm sure you guys are getting calls out there too. It's once everything started opening up, it was everybody jumping for their dates and their cities. And same here, we could be anywhere. Well, last weekend was a perfect example. We were in Grass Valley, which is 30 miles, 40 miles from Chico, where Bill Payne ran his show, and 60 miles from Sacramento at most, where Rick and Eric just did Monster Jam. So there's 3 shows on one weekend within an hour of each other, and ours were sold out. When we showed up Thursday night, they were like Saturday sold out, and that seems what it's been all year. Like just crowds everywhere. Everybody's like, so glad you guys are back out doing this, and we're so glad to be entertaining people again.
Yeah, we're the same way. We have to be we're turning down promoters because we also have to fulfill our obligations for doing dealership displays and stuff like that for our sponsors. So we can't really turn down the people that are giving us money the rental monster truck team to compare it to another promoter. I mean, it's a really, really thin line to balance. But if we don't have a dealer that week booked, we normally do the race anyway because it's it's filling in our weekend, and plus it's racing, and it kind of makes us relevant, I guess, saying we're still around. And it was I thought it was a really fun time. That kind of for me it was 3 weeks, but the 2 weeks hanging out with you guys, it's just once again, like a perfect example, Lewiston, Montana. I don't think anyone on this chat even knows where is that at in Montana.
We didn't know last year.
But when we did the show, I mean, it was a simple track. It wasn't too crazy. It wasn't too, gnarly and stuff like that. It was a simple track, but sold out the seats. It was jam packed.
Yeah.
It was just. I mean, for I think one of you brothers, I was the entertainment and me running back and forth like a chicken's head cut off, trying to get the RII working. But
it's always one group. It's either you guys or us. But I mean, that's what makes the monster trucks fun. I guess people are always asking, oh, what's behind the scenes? What do you do in your free time? Well, free time, we're here. We did a show in Grass Valley. We're fiberglassing my body back together. We rolled bearings in Trav's motor, just preventative stuff, and we had a guy come and tune the motor. Tony's tire guys putting a trailer tire on and just trying to get ready for the next week or two. And I don't know what makes it fun for us is like getting with you guys in a group, but travel 2 or 3 cities in a row and barbecuing, and it's not going out to eat every night, just having some like being at home with a family. So it makes being on the road a little easier when you got a group of guys that are fun or entertaining. And
we're actually doing shows that are back to back now, rather than finding a random show here or there, driving all over for them. kind of nice getting back to normal, doing back-to-back weeks.
I was really impressed of the Wicked Strong brothers. Their dad can drink wine like it's going out of style.
And then he'll drink coffee from 6 a.m. all the way till he switches.
That was a cool family to hang out with too.
They're going to Alaska with us. We talked them into it. Really had to pull their, hey, do you want to go monster truck in Alaska? Sure. We're like, I don't even know what the details. We're going. We're like, okay.
They really like the shock idea that you guys came up with to help them out. They still run the same specs right now because I was watching the video, I think maybe a few weeks ago. It's that one show in Washington where it looks like a square.
Clark County Fair.
That's
big
it.
Fans that go all the way around the half of
I call that the Jimmy versus Electrical Box show. But it looked like the truck handled pretty good. The shocks bottom, didn't stay. It actually absorbed everything, and it looked like it did a job. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that started with you and Bozeman. We were like, that truck lands rough. Just let's try something. So we literally took 2 shocks off the front of my truck and slapped them on theirs, and we're like, go out and hit something hard. And
they did.
Yeah, they were like, that's night and day different. So we're like, all right, give me my shocks back, and we'll see you next week. We weren't that mean, but I did take my shocks back. But they ordered all the parts. So yeah, Clark County was actually the first time that they ran with their shocks when we put the twister valves on them. And
they run 32 weight. We run 46 weight. So it was a little different. I think maybe we could. They're getting it. I think maybe you just got to have her a little bit tighter than what ours are. But for sure, it works a lot better, and they are
jumping bigger and come back with a smile on their face, and instead of going, "Ow, that hurt." So we're actually Tony Canedo saw them in Clark County and was like, "What'd you do?" And we're like, "Oh, just flipped a shock over, standard stuff most people are doing nowadays." And so Tony Canedo called up Patrick and had everything overnighted. So we're literally how many? 9?
I'm at 12 shots. No,
2,
10,
4, 6, 8. Tony has a whole pile of monster trucks here too. There's 3.
We've been seeing shocks for a day. I think I'm 12 of the 16 in.
But we're doing all of his too. So we're all together with the Galleys and Canedo this weekend in Bishop. So we're gonna have a shock party if his don't land as well as we keep talking it up, or the Galleys said. So
and Rudy, who's been running Tony's other truck here pretty consistently in Survivor, it's been rebounding really bad. So we're trying to figure out what the issue was on that.
That's the Chuck Jordan one?
Yeah. So Trav had a Patrick chassis almost identical. So we're like, hey, let's just check and see what shim package we were running on that truck. So we pulled all 8 off of that. We flipped 4 over to top mounts with the twister and revalved the other 4.
Yeah.
And set the puck depth and everything. And so he's excited, I think.
I'm excited. Yeah, I think he'll be.
Until they come out and they're like, that's worse. How do you 2 even drive your trucks like that?
No, it can't be. Can't be any worse. So we're working on that one. And then Tony just wanted be able to tweak his a little bit. But his trucks run pretty consistent. He runs that one hard, his P4K truck. So we didn't have to change much on that one. We were just seeing if we could
do the log splitter.
Put the valve in and see if we can make it work a little better for him. So we've been doing that in the process of all of our stuff and getting ready for this week. It seems like we've just been going and going and going since we saw you. I think we had 4th of July weekend off. Other than that, it's
on the road.
Yeah.
How many trucks are at his place right now?
We have our 4 are here. He has 3.
3. The other one's still over in the wash bay.
7. We got
solid. No, technically 8.
3.
It's half pint. Well, I mean it's chassis.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's currently 5 trucks in his shop.
Yeah.
So technically, you guys can do a off-kiltered show.
And he's got
rides.
Yeah.
We'll just clear all the bowls out of the field and the sheep and the goats and do a monster truck show.
There we go. Make some extra profit.
There you go.
Yeah, it took us 2 days to wash everything because he started with his and then ours. And yeah, we're just filing them in and out of the shop as they get ready to go.
We ordered some parts, overnighted parts. So pulled my truck out because it kicked the blower belt or half the blower belt. So overnighted a belt and a new pulley. So I think Rudy's actually putting that on my truck right now since we're working on theirs, doing the shocks, and did a little some tubes for P4K's front shock towers were cracking. So we kind of gave some ideas, and I don't know. We're just
working on monster trucks. What else would we do?
Yeah, that's true. Monster trucking. Yeah, we're going to Muncie, Pennsylvania this weekend. So we got Mark's truck ready to go. The ride truck that I'm driving around is ready to go. So we're going to have some fun doing some backyard car crushing, high flying car crushing action.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Just
one of your whole fancy trailers for the ride truck?
Huh?
Do you get your own fancy trailer for the ride truck?
It's a moving trailer. It's a nice trailer. This is a regular, like
not like what you see on their videos.
Nah.
See what he's saying.
I get that.
He's not going to show you.
I get the it's a moving trailer. It has a belly box and it's a single drop. So it's good. Nice.
You don't need parts for a ride truck, so.
Huh?
You don't need that many parts and extras for a ride truck, so.
No, but it does it's good. It's the old girls was built in 1988, so
ours was built.
Yeah, I think
right?
so. Somewhere in there.
Our ride truck was the original
Overtime.
Overtime?
Okay, yeah. Chandler Lloyd, Overtime monster truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours was a truck called Pure Energy it was actually built by Mike Vaughters back in 88. It's supposed to be the Samson 2 truck, and that Dan Patrick would later purchase, but the dimensions were wrong, so they had to rebuild it. And this chassis that's now their Aminator ride truck was sitting in the yard for God knows when, and some guy from Hagerstown, Maryland bought it, put it together, and made the Pure Energy truck. So it was an East Coast truck, and we picked it up. So a little history lesson. Now, another history story is how did you guys get the Troublemaker name? I know Troublemaker was a very popular name back in the 90s from a guy, I forget his name, but I think he was from Wyoming?
Wyoming or Colorado or somewhere right through there.
We had Double Trouble first, so we were like, what ties in but isn't the same?
And I don't know who actually came up with it or how it stuck. Probably couldn't come up with anything any better is what it was. I mean it stuck. It'd be cool to do an old school one, like with the body and the black and that look. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun.
The Troublemaker.
With the Troublemaker down the bedside, like the couple of pictures and kind of go old school looking.
The adjuster won't go that far, Rudy.
But
I'll see if I got a shorter one.
More hanging somewhere.
In the trailer, you can go look that when you go in the side door, the black toolbox bottom.
You need a 14, whatever they are, 1440. That's probably the 15 something for the tall deck.
The trailer down there?
The black or the blue and white trailer.
Okay, thanks, Rudy. He didn't want to show his face on camera or something. I don't know. I thought he was coming to say hi.
I don't know. He makes YouTube videos and stuff like that, so I don't know what's wrong with showing his face on camera when he's teaching us how to change a corner on a monster truck. So,
he turned around. Here he comes.
He can show his face and say hi. There's nothing wrong with that. Say hi. What's going on?
What's up, Cheech?
Hey, when are you gonna produce more film?
I was planning on this week, but never have enough time nowadays.
Oh, well, teach us how to change a blower belt.
Yeah, I should, huh?
Show them the new one.
Here's a bad blower. What? Here's a good blower. The new one's twice as thick.
Yeah, well, you got to do in the pulleys too, so you might as well find the old pulley.
Yep, there we go. There's the Crush This Tech of the Day.
Might be a new segment.
Yeah, new segment. Changing next, we'll learn how to change pills. Not
Yeah.
people. Now I'm gonna get all the weird druggy people. What pills? What's going on here? Not that type of pills, folks. Not that type of pills. Calm down. But man, so someone was asking earlier. I was about to ask this. So yeah, now you guys had a run in a little bit with, Monster Jam and stuff like that, and Sam Holland was asking, was it personal choice or just just you guys didn't get called back, or what was this? Not doing Monster Jam anymore.
We've done Triple Threat for 3 years at that point, and they had said like, "Oh, we'll get a schedule." And after 3 years of Triple Threat, we were pretty much over Triple Threat anyways. Like literally just 7. I think we did the last year. We did 17 weekends minus like the weekend before and after Vegas in a row, and it just beats you. Like now, being married with kids and trying to be on the road for that many weeks in a row, it was just too much. I mean, we probably could have done it more, but you're running with 18 and 19-year-old kids, and we're the only 2 independents on our tour with 6 company trucks. So it was just the like, man, everything's against you. So when they didn't call, it was like, well, it's kind of disappointing. Well, they did call, but they didn't offer us Triple Threat. So it was kind of like, sad, but almost glad, because it was just a lot. Like we couldn't pick our schedule. Now we have more freedom to go, yeah, we'll do whatever, Bakersfield, and then kind of line up what shows we want to do. Or now that we're in Wyoming, the first 2 months of summer, we were literally within 3 hours of the house. So it's more flexibility for us. If we want to take a family vacation, you just don't book anything. If you need a weekend off, it
was fun running the speedsters. Crashing somebody else's side by side for every weekend, and all 8 of us.
That was definitely, I think, the most fun.
Yeah, that had to be, of the 3 years, was the side by sides, and I think anybody that ran a Triple Threat show would tell you that the side by sides were the most fun for us, part of it.
And I think anybody that ran Triple Threat will tell you it's tough. We were the only ones that actually owned our trucks to run Triple Threat, and I think it's a lot for any team. Look at the guys who did it. Everybody else, had a guy and then would switch to another one, and then, find another driver. And I think the Cretans did it for 3 years.
No, I think it was 2. Yeah, I think the
Waters,
but after us. But no, I think it had run its course, and different opportunities came up, and I think we can run all 3 trucks and still run less on the 3 trucks than the 2 would have at a show like that, and not have all the parts breakage and having to have the extra crew people and traveling the longer distances. And I think we it was just as happy now, but if we wouldn't have been able to do Hawaii if we had said yes to doing Monster Jam again, which was a cool opportunity that came up that first year. We got to go to Aloha Stadium with both trucks, and did some shows there. Did a couple first quarter, and went and did that, and that popped up, which is a cool opportunity. And
when they've called us
big
for
deal, but
shows since then, but we're always booked so far out in advance. It's a last minute thing, but
and then
I think when you 2 did a fill-in job, didn't you, in Salt Lake City?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I did when it was January. Eric was just doing the 1 truck, and then ended up getting the second truck in, or the other one didn't make it, whatever it was, whoever the other truck was. And Rick had called, hey, would you guys run the truck? And we're only 5 hours from Salt Lake now. So we literally put a body on it, got some stickers made in like 2 days, and
we got our COVID
threw
test.
them on the truck. Yeah, got our COVID test and our other COVID test, and got in the truck, put some padding in the seat, and
we had to go get the rig.
Oh,
that was the week Rick crashed his dirt bike and broke 5 ribs.
And Eric doesn't drive the rig that far yet. So, but no, it all worked out pretty good. It was fun doing another Monster Jam show, and and might be doing some more coming up. BJ's been helping him out, and the Basil's been helping him out with the second truck driving, and so might do a couple more, but we're so busy as it is with our stuff that I don't see us doing anytime soon. So, but I don't know.
We may go. I have a question here, going a little bit back in time. The first time I noticed about you guys is when you guys did some shows for Brian Manson, the Toughest Monster Truck Tour. When they got the ball rolling back in 2011, 2012. How did you get connected with that? And you try to do a lot of their events out west when they come around. But how did you get connected there?
I think it was actually Yakima that we did first, which was about an hour from where Jeff's shop was. That might have been our first Toughest. That was JR was there. I think JR McNeil only had one truck at that point, right? Because weren't they? Maybe they just had the two. That's way back when. But I think we
ran there, and he probably saw that we tore enough stuff up.
Yeah, I was going to say,
we'll take these two.
Probably rolled over each twice and tore tires off and cartwheeled the thing. And
but yeah, we were trying to run.
Those are fun shows.
Like Pueblo, that was maybe his Pueblo show. Yeah. Well, we did the first quarters. Well, as many as we can. We always say we don't like driving. We try to stick to our within whatever miles of home. So to do.
But back then, in that time, you used to do, say, 5 Monster Jams. We'd go do 3, 4, 5 Toughest, and then you'd do, a checkered flag in between. And that was just that time is you'd call them or they'd call you, and you'd try to book everyone they have. Because those were fun shows. That was a good group of trucks. That was, you run hard. Yeah.
Food. There's always food and.
Loveland, I think, was another one. But then we just did Casper, which is 2 hours from our house there earlier this year. And I ended up winning.
I lost to Tranny in intros.
Yeah, so you did good. At least I came around and won a couple rounds of racing. And then I think TJ won freestyle, but I think I won by like a point or two for the overall. So that was kind of fun because it had been a couple years. We'd been so busy doing everything else and getting back to do another Toughest show, and we've been doing a couple for Brian Wagner and getting back with the all-star group, and so we're just filling them in, trying to do as many as we can and fun shows. But those guys always give you a trophy or a plaque or something, so you have to run harder. I mean, that's just the point of it, right? There's trophies involved.
I kind of dig your guys' philosophy. It's kind of like the old school monster truck way of just going to different promoters, not, you're just not sticking to one group and running their whole event. You're maybe 1 week a Toughest, the next week, you may be a fill-in truck for a Monster Jam. The week after, you're doing Ed Beckley show, and then, maybe back to a Toughest Monster Truck Tour, and then go to an all-star. It's pretty, hearing the stories from you guys, it's like kind of reminds me of like a team racing in the 90s. I mean, whoever books you, you're just going to run for them.
Yep. That's what we tell everybody. They're like, oh, what's your schedule look like? I don't know. You call us first and it's close, we'll take it. You're going to wait till a week before and think we got a weekend off. You're dreaming. So we like to run. We just run wherever we can. If it's a fun show or a good group, we've been trying to get Rick and Eric to go on a couple with us and even run with you guys, just kind of makes it more fun. Like I said, that's why we do one here or there, or the arena or the buildings, whatever. We always used to do RMR, Salt Lake City, because the trucks they would have, you knew it was going to be top of the line trucks and Ron Duncombe and, just the entertainment. Larry, even if we didn't have a truck, you could go and be entertained just listening to those guys talk and hanging out in the back and listening to stories. So, you pick your fun shows. You pick whatever your show's close to home, and then fill in the schedule. So, a lot of people drive all over the country for a show this weekend to that weekend, and it's like, man, that's a lot of driving.
Yeah, it was like I said. It's always fun to race with you guys and do the shows. And I always love the one when you guys are like, "Man, there it goes. There's the Cadillac," and I'm like, and Tim's like, "Oh no, no, no."
Tim, I'm like, man, you look like you're driving a Cadillac. I mean, he could have been sitting on a big sofa, like seat in a Cadillac, just in there like this, just like he's out Sunday cruising, and that thing whips right around the track. And then there's me in there trying to get the steering wheel to turn and bouncing around. And oh yeah,
Because I remember you popped in there and you told Tim like, "Hey, you're driving that Cadillac." He's like, he said something, but it was pretty funny because I heard you two laughing in the cab. But
yeah.
You know, it's once again, it was crazy because like Lewis, wherever we were at, was nice and not raining and everything like that. Then we go to Bozeman, and I think we dealt with every single Mother Nature disaster known to man. I think it snowed. I think it rained. I think there was a tornado 5 miles down the road. We had a monsoon.
Rain or shine, so we were all for it.
But the crowd stayed. They literally, they went underneath the grandstands when it hailed. I put my helmet on. The hail was so big. Got my truck, but then it came right back out like nothing had happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I loved how the announcer was saying, "Oh, the storm's gonna be going by us." Oh, okay. Everything was black. And then he had to take everything back on what he said because it was not missing us. It was right over us. And I think it rained prior to our event we did 3 shows and it rained beforehand, except for that one show where it rained during. But you know, it just seemed funny because, you know, people were posting videos and, you know, your truck's jumping through the air and there's lightning strikes right like next to the bull ring. You're like, it's like, I guess definition of big sky country.
Yeah,
does it that way, but
people, they don't care about the weather, I guess.
No. Mike Hedman was asking about a previous person that kind of drove one of your trucks for a throwdown gig down at Edmonton. He was wondering, what did you guys think of Pleasant Cook getting to run the USA 1 monster truck?
I saw that.
Trav told me about that. I saw that it had been bought, and then Trav's was like, "Oh, did you see Pleasant was getting to drive it?" I'm like, "That's cool." I mean, she did literally. Elliot was like, "Hey, can Pleasant?" And we didn't even know who she was at the time, drive a truck, and we're like, "Sure, I don't care."
He's like, "Can we print some stickers and put it on?"
We're up for anything, Elliot. Yeah. I think that's why Elliot probably asked us first, and we're like, "Okay." So we literally got up there and we extended the rear steer button closer to the seat, we were like Home Depot, whatever the translation Home Depot is up there. What's their hardware stores? But got some flanges and welded some tube and brought the steering wheel closer and took my butt pad out and put in like 4x4s or 2x4s below it to raise the seat up. And she got in there and we just did some flat practices and then jumped some race lanes. And then did she jump the bus?
Yeah, I think
she jumped. She's like, "Can we do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, go for it." So she did really good for the first time, you know, driving a full size and
opportunity.
The experience driving a little one. You see the same with you have next week. You know, Shane, same thing. You know, you just get experience and the feel of the throttle rhythm and just being in the arena. And you know, I think you don't have as many nerves when you've been in front of people. I think I would say that's half the thing. You're trying to drive a brand new monster truck and there's people in the stands and your heart's already going 1,000,000 miles an hour. And so for her to have some prior experience with that, and same with him, or the girls have been running the ride truck for 2 years, I think that just takes out of some of the equation of, you know, where the truck is, you know what the throttle will do, other than you're stepping up a lot of horsepower going from a mini to a full size. But yeah, so I haven't seen if they posted a schedule, if they're headed out this way. They probably don't come this far. We don't go that far, but someday.
You guys were in Illinois.
Yeah, don't tell people.
Yeah, that was we were supposed to be in Iowa, so
I didn't
You guys
go.
were in our neck of the woods, and then we
I
did
think
no
it goes
phone
from
call.
Iowa to Illinois. Or
And
is
we
there something in
remembered
between?
why we don't go to Illinois. I think it was maybe a mild 80-something, but like 1,000% humidity. And it rained there too. Why? It just rains at every show.
I think you guys bring the rain.
Yeah. Is it us? Yeah, we ended up, they're like, hey, go to Belvedere. And I'm like, no, Illinois, no. So there we are driving to Illinois. I was actually, Kylie got to drive Travis' truck for the first time there. She went all the way to the finals. But he's got a 565, so he's got a way bigger motor than me. She went all the way to the finals in her second show. So we're like, girls aren't afraid to put their foot down. So yeah, we ended up in Belvedere and then stopped at the big Iowa 80 truck stop there and saw the cool stuff and got out of there before we spent too much money and drove home. But I don't know. Everybody keeps asking us. Lee Collins is asking for some. Is it Indiana?
I don't know. Kentucky.
I don't know really where that is.
No,
Ed Beckley, I was just on the phone today with Ed Beckley. He's like, you got to do Mississippi and something else. And I'm like, where? That's no. Too far. Find somebody else. But we might.
He's watching. I just saw him. Ed Beckley just said.
Yeah. So he's got some in Texas and wherever else. Send us a schedule.
I think we might be doing actually all three. I think the girls are gonna.
Yeah, we haven't really done Texas. Apparently, El Paso doesn't count, but we've done El Paso. That's the closest thing to Texas we've done. So maybe we'll get some Texas things in first quarter. Get some sunshine. Get away from the Wyoming winter for a couple weeks. So
no, I think we'll try all three first quarter.
We're always up for new buildings, new cities. A lot of people we haven't met or teams we haven't got to run with. So I'm sure people heard stories about us. We hear stories about everybody else. So just get fun out there.
Go to Florida.
No.
Too far east.
Yeah.
Too far east. Well, I mean, it's so. You guys had your new edition of the Monster Moose truck, which I mean, for me, I knew about the Monsters of Destruction back in the early 2000s. Who got that name back and running? Was it just a random deal, or?
I think you can blame that on Dallas, I think, is what we're.
Well, it was a combination of stuff. Like, the body we got that we wanted to run on it was bright yellow, which was one of Rick's stadium super truck bodies that he had laying around, and then the truck, the chassis that was going to be the ride truck was actually Brad Campbell's back in the day. That's who we bought it from.
They never put it together.
But they never put it together. So we're like, so Dallas we had a million names. And Dallas is like, why don't you just do Monster Moose? And we're like, didn't even think of that one. Wasn't even on the list. But I guess the body's yellow. It ties in. It's, I don't know, goes with the whatever, the truck, the history, so Monster Moose. And the kids love it. Everybody.
We had Becker do all the design for it and got the stickers on there for when we did the ride truck. You know, I think the first weekend we only had the name on it. We were literally rushing to get it running, but did all the design, put it up. It is a pretty popular. Pretty popular truck, and so we're trying to do T-shirts now. We're getting there, and all the parents, they hold their kids up to the side of it and put their face in front of it, so they have like the antlers at the pit parties. And
whenever I FaceTime my son, he's always Moose. So he's never seen a monster truck apparently.
Yeah, every
sits
time
in the yard. Yeah, but it's Moose.
His favorite.
He doesn't even like Double Trouble now. He just likes Moose. So he, all the kids like it. He likes it.
But then the girls were gonna run it. But I didn't have a good body for toughest when we did Casper.
Because Brian said you cannot bring the body that's been upside down for 6 months outside. So
we mounted that truck body on, and then I ended up winning and truck looked good, and so I think we actually had to put it back on the ride truck for one more weekend, and then
took it off,
and then we're like, well, let's just put it back on my truck. So I think the girls were a little bummed that I took their truck body, but it would have looked really weird on the new truck. So
just one of them hanging out in the bed.
Yeah, in the bed. Put like a flatbed on the back of it. So they got Troublemaker. So we're gonna stick with that for a little while. See how that goes. Maybe we'll switch back once we do some body changes or swaps, or I don't know if we're gonna stick with Super Duty on that one or not, or switch back. And so, but for now, we'll stick with me and Moose, and then them and Troublemaker. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Same truck to us, but it's kind of fun being in a different truck.
Which answered some of the questions I had there, because one person was asking about if you guys are about to bring out some merchandise.
Yeah, we are getting we're getting close to there. We're doing some hats. We got our first round of shirts we were going to do again, and then we're looking to do some Moose ones. So yeah, hopefully here shortly. And then for sure by first quarter time rolls around, we'll, I'm sure, have a bunch of stuff. So
maybe by Christmas. We sold a lot online when we did it, but it's just hard being gone. Like, well, when we did the T-shirts, or like right now, we've been gone for 6 weeks. So if somebody ordered something, how do you do it? So we're trying to get it to set up to where we can sell stuff and have, if people want to buy it online, can buy it, and we have our wives or ship it. And while we're not there, but I don't know.
We're getting there.
Yeah, everyone keeps bugging us, and
we're running out of T-shirts too, so we might as well, we gotta get some more.
I was watching. Actually, there was a kind of a YouTube suggestion, and someone did a tour of your old place. I think it had a NEA body on one of the trucks and zombie, and you're showing around of some guy with a video and stuff like that. And it was raining, but since then you guys had moved to Wyoming, because I remember you guys were talking about when we did the show with you guys that in transition to the 2 shows in Montana that you guys had to be moving some stuff over.
So the old shop was at my house in Washington. We had a pretty big shop there and some acreage, and we ended up selling that and
moving to Wyoming.
Yeah, moving to Wyoming, and Tyler's got property now. We don't have a shop at his house yet, but we're getting there. But we didn't have our trucks with the whole COVID thing, and they were gone at Hot Wheels, so we're in the process of doing the whole shop thing and getting that all set up for this winter. But so Ty's got 10 acres. So yeah, we have the rigs. We have the 2 rigs. We have 3 enclosed trailers, 2 flatbed trailers. We have more stuff than we really need. Tires just lined up along the horse fence. But yeah, so we moved the transition. Everything's out there. We have one more parts trailer. We have a 45-foot double drop that's still all of our stuff when we moved out of the old shop, with all the extra planetary stuff that we don't need to be carrying around, and some bodies and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're pretty much set up out there. We're not going to be back till I think second week of October, maybe even after November with the truck. So we're bumming everybody else's shops for the moment. Kind of nice.
So it's also, I noticed, with the help of the other twins and some other people with the ride truck and stuff like that, help is always, I found out in the monster truck world, kind of hard to find if people are willing to do it. You guys seem very lucky and fortunate to have help and a team that you guys are now growing, even to before 2 trucks. Now you're at 4 to 6.
We still have Tyler's old chassis and axles and everything. That might be a winter project. When they can't share anymore, we're going to have to go to 4 race trucks probably.
That's why we've always stuck with like the West Coast shows is like, or we haven't ventured is we know enough people here. If we had an issue up and down I-5, we know enough people or families, like meeting Kelsey and Kylie's parents, and I think actually Roger Seidel's rig broke down.
Yeah,
that was 5, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know what it was, but we're like, hey, wait, the twins live just down the road. Let's call Tony, their mom. So she came and picked us up, and we went and got an alternator for the Rogers rig and spent the night, put it in, and continued driving. But it's just like the monster truck family.
Rudy's helped us out quite a bit. Dawson came last weekend too to help out. We had Matt as our crew guy for a couple of years for Triple Threat, and we have been lucky with good help. And
a lot of teams struggle to find guys.
Makes it more fun too. Well, the girls, we were at, I think, Ty, it was your truck. It was running rough, or we thought it was a head gasket, and I don't know what we were doing. And the girls were like, "Oh, we'll just go. Can we start on that?" Sure, go ahead.
We're building the ride truck.
Is that what we're doing, the ride truck?
And the girls were like, "We're just going to change the head," and we're like, "Oh no." And
we go back there like a half hour later, literally blowers off, intakes off, heads off. We're like, "Oh, okay, now you guys gonna put it together?" Yeah, where's the head gasket? They literally did it all themselves, put it all back together, fired it up, and I think we had to do a couple valves. Or we were arguing back and forth at how to do valves. I think if they were here, they'd be arguing they did it right their way, not how we would do
our
it.
way.
Yeah. But still, it was right to them.
But even Tony is questioning our shock building because he has the right way and we do it the other right way. But we'll ask him on Sunday if his truck lands better than it did.
Because we can always change it back if he doesn't like it.
The saying goes, there's not a wrong way of eating a Reese's. Guess there's not a wrong way of building a truck.
Exactly. Everybody has their way to do it. They probably think they're right or whatever it is. But
the girls, they do the tire up. They started wanting to unload them out of the trailer. They put them in the trailer now, so it
loading tires by themselves. They can pretty much do it without us, other than driving the semi down the road. And I don't know, maybe it's something.
Who do you think's gonna be the first one to get their license? CDL.
Don't know
I don't know if we need if we're looking for a driver.
I don't think
we're
looking
yet.
for a CDL driver.
No, actually,
I didn't know if any of them were gonna step up to want to get their CDL.
If anybody, it's going to be Kylie because Kylie actually drove Ty's Jeep, which is a manual. Kelsey hasn't even tried the Jeep yet, so
we're doing baby steps: 5 speed, 13 speed.
Right.
It's good. Like, people always asked us, like, what's the benefit? We're like, there's 2 of them, just like us starting out. There's always an extra person to help. If you have a monster truck team, there's a lot of people that do it by themselves. I can think of like Devin Jones, some people that are, they're always talking like, yep, it's just me. We always had somebody to help hold the other wrench that you can't get your arms around to do body bolts or whatever. And they worked out perfect for the ride truck because one could drive the ride truck, the other do the ladder and check seat belts. And there was just always 2 of them, which is where it kind of started out. We're like, well, this is perfect for the ride truck. And so now with the other race truck, we're like, well, one of them can drive the race truck and still the other can drive the ride truck and help each other out. So it works out, and they're flexible enough with their schedules, and they like their drag racing though, so they got to have their couple of weekends. But I think now that they're driving a race truck, monster trucks are more fun. But they might tell you different. But I mean, when we rode,
we also pay them to drag race, and they have to pay to drag or monster truck, and they have to pay to drag race.
Yeah.
So, and I think,
and you get to drive a monster truck.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. One person was asking, for someone looking to get into the industry, what kind of experience would you recommend? He said, besides mechanical experience, but I would probably change that if someone was green, no mechanical background, probably, someone that is a fan of the sport but wants to get themselves into it and excel from there. What would be what experience would you recommend?
I think a lot of the toughest part, even for us, is just being away. You're away from your family. You're away from your everyday life of, I have a car. I can run to the grocery store. I can go get McDonald's. Whereas if we're on the road, you're away from your family. You're in a semi truck, so it's not convenient to do the little things you do. You're out sweating. You're up till 2 or 3 in the morning. Even James, the guy that's helping Dave Tucker out, he's down here helping out Tony and doing some stuff. He's tuning on one of our motors, but he's like, how do you guys go all day long? We're like, we only work till 2 in the morning. That's not even a late night. And
but I think the business side of it too, for an independent,
if you wanted to own your own truck.
Yeah, that you got to know when to put money into the, business, or the business side of it is, I think, a big portion of it. It's not just going and driving a monster truck. 2, follow teams around. You see kind of how the operation works. You'll get the mechanical ability. You'll see, the monster trucks are pretty simple, but yet, once you know them, it's pretty easy to be like, oh, I know exactly what to change now, but we've been doing this for a while. Well, at the beginning, it's maybe
put in your time.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
We put in our time driving, taking after work on a Friday, driving all the way to Missoula, Montana to go help out Joe Cipher, and then Sunday loading the trucks up, driving back all day into the night just to be back to work on Monday morning. We did that for a couple years, and even take Rudy here worked for J.R. McNeil in Florida. Then he was down helping the Swansons, and then he helped us out. Now
Throttle
Monster, and now he's here with Tony. And it's just like, if you want to do, you got to put in the time. Like, there will be good times and bad times, and you got ups and downs and everything. You just got to stick with it.
Everybody does everything a little bit different, so you got to learn the operations, of every team.
But 2 years ago, Rudy had never even drove a truck, moved in a truck. I'm not sure even really sat in a truck other than whatever. And then he drove the ride truck, got a little experience, met some other teams, and went and worked for trucks. Got to drive a truck for Mike and Paul once or twice, and then just happened to go help Tony Canedo. Or I don't even think he was helping Tony. He was helping somebody else for the Santa Rosa display here, and met Tony. That's what he said. You just got to know somebody and go meet other people, and got hooked up with Tony, and now he's here full time. So he works on the monster trucks, driving the monster truck, and he even says he's doing farm stuff here and some of Tony's landscaping business. And but he put in the work. I mean, he's a perfect example of being green. There was no family in monster trucks. There was nothing. Same with us. Our dad didn't drive monster trucks. We wanted to do monster trucks. So we did what it took, and we started out with 1 truck. Then we bought parts and went to 2 trucks and did that for a couple of years and saved up enough stuff, and then to 3 and then 4. And so just time. I mean, we run 30, 35 weeks a year, which is up there with a lot of the teams that run full time. So you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're a newbie and want to get into the sport, you got to volunteer. You sure people are going to turn you down. It's probably because they already have 5 people already saying, "Can I come help you?" There's that. But if you want to get somewhere, you just got to be persistent and be the person and prove that you can hang out and offer to help and do whatever you can to get in. And there's always teams looking for guys or drivers or so.
Yeah, I started out as a greenhorn. I put applications in and stuff like that, the Foot and even Hall Brothers and stuff like that, and they turned me down. The only group that actually took me was when I finally got a chance to work for Feld Entertainment, and I worked for them for a good three years, and finally got the opportunity to work for Jerry Beck and Dirt Crew and Quad Chaos, but I only was with them for 8 months, and I got fired. I still, it's the way it is. It was a learning experience, I'll tell you that much. But
yep.
Cool thing is I must have did something right, because I got a phone call from Tim Hall. And when I got a phone call from Tim Hall 2 weeks after I got let go, I went to Minneapolis and they tested me out, and I got hired, and I've been there ever since. So,
ups and downs.
Yeah, learning experience big time about that. right now I'm, they trust me on a truck and trailer and with the ride truck as of right now, and they got me in the in the Ram truck. I'm getting ready for, hopefully they put me in the Laramie edition, and do some shows that way. But time will tell, and and so I'm still keep trucking on, and every day is a learning day. I always tell some of the new guys that if you're not learning today, the day was a bad day. You're always going to learn something and take that and keep on using it, and always one thing I learned from Feld is there's 20 mechanics, but those 20 mechanics will teach you 20 different ways to change an axle. So, it may not be, people may think, oh, axle's simple. Well, there's different tricks of the trade, but, one guy can figure out a way to take a planetary cover a lot faster than a guy can, knock a spindle loose, or, maybe he has a smarter way of removing a hub, or a quicker way to take the, tire, one of those Patrick safety rings off the back of a truck, something different like that. And it's, the simple opponent of changing an axle, the planetary, the taking the bull gear off, and then you take the hub off and the spindle, and then, all that. Well, there's different ways of helping taking that off. So I always thought of that and learned that.
People do it and then take the easiest out of all the group, and you probably be the best out of it than any of them because
we learned that
watching.
With Bill's Rockstar. We put spindles on it.
Yeah.
And we could not get the axle shaft to go in, and we're like, there's no way we're struggling. You know how many axle shafts we put in Clark's? Like, we should not be struggling with this. So finally, like, what is the deal? And he's like, take the drain plug out of the knuckle, and you can just stick a bar in the pry bar in there, hold the axle shaft up, and get it to slide in. And I'm like,
we've been doing this for 4 hours.
How many ever years? Yeah. Struggling, spinning, and twisting, and going, we took this axle shafts out. The splines are right. There's no way we messed something up. And just as simple as putting it in and going. We're like, oh, we haven't ever had to do that in 12, 14, whatever years, and helping other teams out. And so, Bill's done everything pretty much just like us. So everybody's got their little tips and tricks, and he had struggled probably at some point doing it and went, how do I solve this problem? So, but yeah, we just like to learn too. There's the guy here was tuning on the motors, and he's like, do this, do that, check this. And we've kind of been doing them ourselves, but never just kind of messing around. Like, oh, let's mess with the barrel valve this week because we're at 5,000 feet. And it runs worse, and we're like, oh, go the other way. Just a lot of trial and error and see what happens. So we'll see how it goes this weekend. If we break a bunch of axle shafts, we'll tell them, hey, no more tuning on the motors.
Too much horsepower.
Too much horsepower. Back her down.
Back her down. Well, hopefully that answers your question right there. But is there any social media people can follow you guys at?
We have our Travis Groth Facebook page, Mirror Image Racing Facebook page, our website. I had a website. I think it was Mirror Image _Racing. MirrorImageRacing.com, our website. People want to email us, or Tyler at MirrorImageRacing.com, Travis at MirrorImageRacing.com if you want to email us any questions.
We're not the best or the smartest with any of the social media. We're really not.
You could see it took us an hour to get online here.
Well, you guys got on perfect in timing because the other twins, the better twins, left as soon as you guys came in. So I guess you guys were sharing internet.
The better twin race. We got to give them like another 3 months, 4 months. Are we gonna let's set some up for next summer when we see you again, and we'll do a twin race. You can be the judge for freestyle.
Okay. I'll try that, but see who's better, I guess, between the twins. But who's ever buying dinner. But once again, hey, thank you for your guys taking your time. I know you guys are probably gonna get back to work or just call it the day. So once again, if anyone wants to follow me on social media, it's Dan Cheech Agosh on Facebook. I have my RC page, Agosh RC. Also, same thing on Instagram's podcast too, Crush This Monster Truck Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And next week, Shane and Lee Plato. So how do you think about that? You know, they rebuilt the old Prowler, Alan Pizzo Prowler truck, and now it's another West Coast truck.
We got to see that operation at Bill's. We go down there, and he cut, I think, more chassis out of the bar than it even had. I think he added bars just to cut them out. And, it's beautiful, nice truck, beautiful truck. We haven't got to run with it. Maybe this weekend, I thought I heard, but.
Maybe. But, yeah, I mean, just new. I mean, he did full nines on everything. Went through the motor, the shocks,
transmission,
CRD knuckles to, you know, the new tires to the wheel. Just nice truck. Did the wrap, the rig, you know, was going all out for Shane. And we've run with Shane for years and years with his little Mini, watching him roll it over, break axle shafts, and
cheering him on, egging him on.
Yeah. So no, it's good. Hopefully we get a run with him soon, and I'm sure he'll hop right in that thing and be taken off in no time.
I saw a couple pictures from last weekend. Well, looks like it wasn't a very long learning curve.
No, he's doing pretty good. So I'm sure it'll be good to get to talk to them.
Awesome. Cool deal. Well, thank you guys for being on.
Thanks for having me.
And I'll see you guys down the road.
All right, sounds good. If we ever make it to Illinois again, we'll swing by.
Well, at least let us know. Last time you guys went to Illinois, you guys just did your thing and left.
It's not getting out before we do.
You know, like, where'd you guys go? Bye. Oh, okay. See ya. You know, well, you know, it's cool. But once again, thank you it's always been a blast. And maybe one day we could be meeting at a Walmart convention.
Okay.
And then I'll be my
retirement plan. All of our retirement plans.
I'll be a 5-star greeter, and you could be a meat handler. I don't know, baker.
We'll do whatever's the highest paying job.
That's gonna be a cashier, I think. I think a cashier pretty soon. It's gonna be all self-cashier. So remember, you know how Walmart is. It's only one cashier's open, and everything else is closed.
They will regret hiring the three of us at one time. Yeah.
Yep. We were almost all living in Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah.
Maybe we could be extras. Maybe we could be extras in the show Yellowstone or something like that.
There we go.
But once again, guys, thank you so much for being on. It was pretty cool.
Later. Bye.
Awesome. See you guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on. Once again, next week we have Shane and Lee Plato, the Skull Crusher monster truck out west. They'll tell their stories for us. Once again, thank High Octane Coffee, Joey Sylvester, Fred and Jason from J Concepts, JB Scale Graphics, Justin Stories, Making Tracks comic book. It's on Amazon.com, $10 a pop, or message him personally. The name on the title thing over here down below, that's his name on Facebook, so message him. Back Channel Productions, go take a look at his stuff. It's pretty cool right now. The Renegade Monster Truck Tour, other independent tours out east, and go take a look at that stuff. JB Scale Graphics, officially licensed by Bigfoot, Bad Habit, Against the Grain, Heavy Hitter, Overkill, Evolution, and much, much more. He also makes it's a husband and wife team that does JB Scale Graphics. They also run flags, so any flags that you want, you go ahead and do that also. It's also 6B Apparel. We also have crew shirts, $100 a pop. Go take a look at that stuff too. Message me or Brad. They're legit. And pretty much we also got stickers, $5 if anyone wants it. Most people just want it for free. But, we may throw in stickers if you buy some the uniforms, the crew shirts that we got too. So, it's been pretty good. And we got some fans coming in the next couple weeks too. Next couple weeks we're going to have more people on. And once again, thank you. Also, thank you for the 5-star reviews on iTunes and also listening on Spotify. We're now starting shows 30 seconds before instead of 2 minutes. We noticed that 2 minutes is pretty long of a gap if you're listening to the show. So we now are doing a 30-second gap. This is going to be the first show to do that. It may take longer, a little bit off at first because of the twins trying to figure out how to run stuff together and stuff like that. But we got the ball rolling and everything like that. So this was almost a 2-hour episode, and it was cool that you got introduced with the female side of the twins, Kelsey and Kaylee, and then also Tyler and Travis Groth. Once again, Shane and Lee Plato will be on next week, and we'll also have Brad back on. So once again, and also November 20th, our open house for Hall Brothers and the Monster Truck RC show. $10 for first truck, $5 after that. Retro Sport Mod, Pro Mod, and LMT Spec. Also helping out is Cal RC, Horizon Hobby, and J Concepts, with the help also of JB Scale Graphics and One Up Racing. Them two will be together. We also have Freestyle RC there to show their stuff. ACRC showing their RC stuff. Also, we're gonna have some Monster Truck people, personnel that will be at the program. We have Zach Garner, John Zimmer Jr., Mark Peterson, even the Hall brothers themselves. The Hall brothers are going to be judges for the show and shine competition, which the prize will be some cleaning stuff that will be there to purchase by me, just the giveaway and stuff like that. There's going to be giveaways, awards, and stuff like that for winners and anyone there too. So we'll have a 50-50 like a raffle drawing and stuff like that, and just be cheap, like $1 a ticket, and for maybe a RC truck and stuff like that for the winner. So we'll just do that stuff and go from there. But please come. It's free to enter. Not enter, but free to go to the open house. Merchandise trailer is going to be open. Raminator is going to be there. So it's going to be some fun stuff. Once again, next week, like I said, Shane and Lee Plato. Brad will probably be back on. Hopefully his internet gets back and rolling, so get that in check. But once again, that's enough for me talking. So once again, I am Dan Chichagosh. Out there in Canada is Brad, the Monster Truck Canucker, Shaw, and this is Crush This. You keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Good night and peace. That's a lot of